Alright, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm going to take you through one of my workouts that I did recently where I kind of surfed the force velocity curve. Here's a couple of the highlights from my last couple sessions in the last couple of months. But yeah, here we go. So starting off, just a general warm up. I just sat on the bike for 3 to 5 minutes, kind of went at a moderate pace, nothing too crazy. Instantly needed to go to the toilet to take a number 2 after the pre-workout actually hit my system. Then got on the foam roller, did this for about 5 minutes, kind of just worked around all the lower leg muscles, but nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, just a nice little warm up. Then a barbell warm up, kind of just getting into the rhythm of things. I started off with hang power cleans, so this is just the bar here, and I worked my way up in about 20 kilo increments. So straight after the bar, go to 40. Now with these, obviously on the 40 here, I just catch it on my legs like that. But normally I'll just drop it on the floor, deadlift it up, and then do the next rep as I'm doing triples in this video. I mean, just for me, that feels a little bit more comfortable than like trying to catch it. Maybe if I experiment with using straps in the future, that might be a better option. But yeah, here I'm trying to just catching it as it bounces up, which was kind of fun, to be honest. But yeah, anything up to 60, I just drop it, and yeah, then I pick it up again. So you'll see right here. So 80 kilo, hang power clean, easy. I drop it, deadlift it up, and then I go for my next rep, just like that. And again, I'm working up with threes, so I'm just doing a triple, then adding 20 kilos, doing a triple, adding 20 kilos, up until about 90, and then do a smaller jump to 100. So this is 90 kilos here, still moving pretty easy. I honestly think I either need to learn hook grip or, yeah, just use straps, because it's going to get to the point where, you know, my grip's going to be my limiting factor, which is not what I want. I want it to be my legs, of course. But yeah, we're just trying to move this all as fast as we can, just really trying to keep those elbows up, as that's a pretty bad habit I've got, just not getting those elbows high enough. Decent here, definitely can still get them higher. Again, reset off the floor, deadlift it up. Rep number 2, to be honest, was a little bit better. Definitely a little bit better. And the third rep, I do not remember. This was about a week ago. Not bad, not bad. It could be better, but definitely improving from what it used to be. Now moving into just regular power cleans, 105 kilos here, moving pretty easy. This was straight after the hang power clean, so I didn't really warm up. I kind of just chucked on a 2.5 each side and got to it. Again, I'm just trying to move this as fast as I can every single rep. This is 110 kilos for 3 reps. This is the second rep here. Again, trying to move it as fast as I can, keep those elbows up. That's the main cue. I've really just been trying to drive into myself. And the third rep, actually not a bad catch. I thought it was worse than that. And then I believe we went to 115 kilos for the top set of 3 of power cleans. I think I probably had like another 2.5 to 5 kilos in me, so I probably could have either tied my PR today or hit a PR, which would have been cool, but it's not necessarily the goal of this session. Next, an even slower movement is the clean pull, so we're getting slower and slower. So we did the fast stuff first in the hang power clean, then we moved to just regular power clean. Now we're doing clean pulls. This was the first set of 3 at 140 kilos. This is 150 now, just trying to get this thing as high as I can, acting like I'm gonna obviously power clean it, which, you know, I definitely couldn't get under that, but that's the intent, that's the goal behind it. Worked up to a top set of 3 at 160 kilos. Again, just trying to drive it up. Yeah, no chance I'm getting under that without getting folded. But these are fun, I'm not gonna lie to you, just ripping heavy ass weight off the floor. Alright, exercise number 2. Got some front squats. Again, this was a little of a weird session. It was kind of in between 2 training blocks, but I wanted to train, wanted to do something. So instead of doing back squats, I haven't done front squats in who knows how long, at least 4 to 6 months. Just been focusing on back squats. So doing these for the first time in a while felt a bit weird. Just the front rack just felt a bit awkward, but as I chucked more weight on, it actually allowed me to hold that front rack a little bit better, which was quite strange, but I think it was just more a case of getting warm. But yeah, this is just me warming up, adding 20 kilos every single set. And I worked up to a respectable 140 for 5 sets of 3 reps, with all 5 sets being at that 140 kilos. Now, the best I've done for 5 sets of 3 is around 145 to 150. I've definitely done 3x3 at 150. I'm not sure if I got those last 2 sets. Again, this was a while ago. I think now, you know, give me like 1 or 2 weeks of actually practicing front squat again, I could easily do that, probably hit 160 for 3. But I've kind of gone a little bit off front squats. There's a decent reason behind it in terms of, you know, what I'm training for. But not saying they're a bad exercise or anything, but just for me at this point in time, I think we need a better, I guess, bang for my buck doing just regular back squats. And if I really want to load the quads, using a machine, That being said, if you're really new to training, I think front squats can be quite beneficial. First of all, you're going to learn how to get into a very deep squat, as it can kind of pull you down and allow you to get into a nice deep squat position quite easily if you struggle with mobility. The other thing is the actual core stability and back stability requirements is very high not compared to a back squat, because it's also high in a back squat, but yeah, you have to have a strong core to front squat heavy and not get folded over. So, if you're a beginner, you can just get core gains just by doing front squats. They're very good. Of course, if you're Olympic lifting as your profession or as your sport, these are almost non-negotiable. I think 99% of Olympic lifters would be doing these on a consistent weekly basis. And the other thing is, of course, just the upper body mobility. You need to do these. Doing them every now and then, for me, has helped me maintain my front rack mobility for when I'm doing cleans and stuff, so it's actually very good in that sense. Now, I think this is my third set. I haven't actually been counting, just been yapping. This is a bit of a weird angle. I do not know why it recorded like this with the black bars next to it, but regardless, we move. Hack joined me. He went and dunked before this. I didn't actually dunk on this day. Really just needed to take a day off dunking just for my body and overall health. So yeah, I was kind of halfway through my session. He rocked up and just finished his dunk session with Austin and some of the other boys, and he was actually warming up for his back squat PR of 150, which I'll show you after this set. He actually filmed this set, and again, I think it was because I was listening to music, it didn't film in, the regular 16:9 aspect ratio, which is fine. I don't really care too much. Again, another set of 3 at 140 kilos. And I guess these weren't really moving super slow either, even though this was about my fourth set. There was no significant, drop off in velocity. Here's Hack, 150 kilo back squat, moving easy. Do not ask me what happened when he went for 155. That never happened. Now, doing a 3 sets of 5 deadlift. Nothing crazy, not going too crazy in weight, because again, this was just a little training session between my 2 training blocks. I really just wanted to train today and not just do anything, because I planned on not dunking. I thought I'd get a decent lift in. So just doing singles to work up to my heavy 5 rep. First set of 5 is at 250 kilos. I think this is the 3rd rep here, and they didn't actually move that bad. To be honest, I wasn't, in prime condition to deadlift anything crazy today, but 250 for 5, beltless, of course, moving pretty easy. And the plan was actually just to do this for all 3 sets, but I was like, looked at Hack, I kind of gave him a shrug there, and I was like, we could definitely go a little bit heavier. So for the set after, I decided to chuck on another 5 kilos, so 2.5 each side. In between that though, Austin was doing some cardio on the front squats. This is 90 kilos for 8 reps. I'm not sure how many sets he did it for. I think it was 2, maybe it was 1, I don't know. He was also doing interval runs, like conditioning sort of thing, to work on his elasticity, so he was already out of breath from that session. But then we moved to 255 kilos here on the deadlift. Again, beltless. And again, they kind of surprised me how quickly they moved. Maybe I was just a little bit warmer from that first set. Sometimes the second set of your workout can be quicker than your first, just because you get in the groove, you get warm, your CNS is ready to go. And I think that was the case here. And yeah, I didn't really see too much of a bar speed decline, and considering my beltless 5 rep max is only 270, to be able to do that on just a random training day is pretty cool, because it's only 15 kilos off. I wrote a hacker session in person, and he went and did that because he was kind of in, again, similar situation to me, the middle of his training block, in between 2 cycles. So on the spot, we kind of came up with a workout plan, and that was one of the things I got him to do. And yeah, decided to go up 5 kilos, as you can see. Forgot to mention that. I don't know why. Probably could have just said 255, but there is something about having all those blues on. It just looks a little bit more aesthetic. And a little bit of a grind on the way up, but that's okay. That's me done for the day in terms of, the main leg lifts. Austin hitting some upper body. This is me just doing some calf raises. I think I literally just worked up to 1 or 2 heavy sets. I think it was just 1 heavy set, to be honest. And then I pretty much called it a day after that, until, what am I doing? Hack and I kind of just messed around on this after. Abduction, adduction, here's Hack. Yeah, fun times. Hope you enjoyed the video.